Hey guys, Billy here, and today I'm going to be voicing over a 26 Necrotic Wake. This was the highest key I've done so far this season, so I felt like it was appropriate to voice it over. Necrotic Wake is a pretty cheesy dungeon because the way the weapons work, they do a lot of the damage, but it was a 26, so it's still pretty cool to me. So as per usual, my talents and my setup and my legendary, my conduits, soulbind, everything, I think I said that, all in the top left. My stats as well. As you can see, I have very high haste, very high verse, and my rotation add-on should be at the very top. So our strat for this right here is if we found a little interesting interaction where if you grab this orb and then you start the key, and zone out and wait for, like, you know, the 10-second timer when the wall drops, like this wall right here. When this wall drops, you zone back in, you'll keep the buff. So we found out that this worked through a bunch of people, and so we started doing it too. So yeah, we'll keep this buff right here. We'll have it for the first pull. The first pull, we're gonna do a pretty big pull. Put the caster in focus instantly, and I will mirror's image, potion, and lust. And I'll kick this mob in so it doesn't grief anyone. And I'll do my normal, flame strike, combust, or flame strike double fire blast combust. In this specific scenario, this volcanic tried to grief me on my shooting power, so I tried to blink into the wall to keep into my rune and dodge all of it. So that helped out. Other than that, just kill. Make sure you stand in melee when you have this buff, of course, because a lot of damage. I'll go for the kick. Okay. Trash melts instantly, and part of the reason is because we have this buff right here. Our next goal is to shroud and we're gonna get the buff again. So a lot of cheesy things you can do in Shadowlands, right? But pretty much we're gonna get the buff again. I think our rogue waits for a perfect patrol. We want to pull this 3-pack before it goes away, so he's gonna distract it. He's gonna catch this guy's. He's gonna distract all of them at once. Banish the boss, and it's going to allow Nerf to cleanly pull mobs in. At this point, I have 10 on shifting power, and I have combust up in like 25. So we're going to be looking to combust this pack. I kind of want to just rush my combust pack, because the thing is about this pack, my tank only has a limited amount of time before he can stand still. So I kind of want to just make sure I can combust as fast as possible, because he can only stand still so fast or so long, right? So we just throw a combust right there, and then we're gonna grab our orb. I didn't grab an orb, but I grabbed that one right there. It was late because it was kind of hidden. But other than that, yeah, we're just standing in melee, making sure that all of our orbs are cleaving these mobs down, and then our goal is to have this orb carry over into the prideful. So this buff, the little Kyrian orb, it heals and it does damage. So if everyone's close to each other, as you can see, our HP, it looks like I don't even think Elsman is healing us. I'm pretty sure the orb is healing ourselves. So at this point, we're just making sure we're in range of our team to spam damage on Pride while healing all 5 of your teammates. As you can see, this buff is so strong that we don't even have to use combust on this Pride. I just get to single target it normally. Yeah, that's just the power of buff, right? Like, obviously, I think it scales with key, as far as I know. Could be wrong. But right here, we do a special interaction where our rogue has a spear. I will go invis to protect myself, so I go invis, and then I wait for the yellow sigil. You'll see the yellow sigil right there. I see yellow sigil, and as soon as they get gripped, I will know. He bobs me for safety. I don't think he actually needs to, but as long as you're like out of range, right? Because if you're too close, they'll melee you. That's the problem. But that's why bop makes it like for sure safe. But you can just stand a little bit farther back and just nova. But what is a nova? When they're nova'd, our rogue casts his spear and targets the boss and tries to get all 5 in between, which allows for them to all just get one shot, right? All 5 of them get one shot. and I throw my combust. It's a 26, so I'm actually very, very scared. I think I get this. No, I don't. Okay, for some reason I thought I got the first one. But if I would have gotten that, I probably would have Hellstoned and barriered, or no, so I would have Hellstone and Alter Timed. But I didn't get it, so luckily. Those need to kind of die, so I throw a couple Flame Strikes at them, but not too much. At this point, yeah, the boss got speared by that spear, like I just told you, so he's hurt. Our rogue is apparently doing 164k damage for whatever that's worth, right? I get this one, so I alter time, have a barrier up. So that was alter time with a barrier, but no mirror's image. So I'm confident that if I have a barrier, I can survive a 26. So right when we got kind of like in the dead end right here, we all jump off. So we'll come right here, and then we'll kind of get to the dead end, and then we'll jump off to the left, and it makes these worms go all the way around in the boss as well. So it gives us more time for the mobs, right? My combust is coming up, so I'll just we send it, of course. The worms are getting cleaved on top of the boss, so that's pretty good for us. I kind of get cut off here, but I'm just gonna throw my combust, get every use of it, and then Night Fae Blink away, because you can actually Night Fae Blink while you're silenced. Pretty beneficial. I get this one, so I mirror's image. I have no alter time, so I mirror's image with a barrier. I live. So mirror's image was a very clutch defensive right there. At this point, we call to target the boss down, which means I Nova the adds away. I think our druid's gonna Typhoon them away when they get close. I shifting power right here, and just in case I shifting power, it brings my Nova back actually. I can Nova again, but the boss is dead. So 26, first boss is down. Now we're on to more cheesy parts of the dungeon. So right here we see our paladin, I think, repentances this one mage, so we don't have to worry about Frostbolt volley. Nerf kicks the left mob, I kick the right mob. We do this every time, so we don't need to communicate this because we just know that I kick the first right mob and Nerf kicks the left mob. Because we did that zone out trick earlier, my kick weak aura is actually not working for anyone but myself. That's because we zoned out. I don't know why, but causes that. So on this pack, if you're confident that this pack will get destroyed, you can AoE combust it. But because I think that we're at a 26, we might be on a time limit, I single target combust the Necromancer. But of course, if you want to acquire overall, and you're not scared of the pack, like you can just AoE combust. It really depends. It depends if you need the priority damage to survive. And in this scenario, we do need the priority damage to survive. And the Necrotic Wake is such a free key that you can honestly play safe a lot of the times. So yeah, we'll get our one of our Kyrians activates the buff. We kind of have the same thing going on here. Me and Ellesmere pick it up as late as possible so that it lingers over as much as possible. So our minute just started compared to theirs. It just started a couple seconds ago. So in this pull, the melee are assigned to the sorcerer, and I am assigned to kick the fear. So, and I'm not going to pop my combust. The reason is that we have this buff, and when these put the shield up, they die instantly, right? Don't need to worry about that. See, like once the shield dies, they all explode. Everything's at 20%, so it would be a weird combust. Plus, this is prideful. So this prideful, I combust this prideful, and we have like 20-ish seconds of the buff. So it's gonna be very helpful for a 26 pride, right? But make sure I am somewhat in melee. I make sure I'm in somewhat melee so that everything's cleaving. I started this combust with 2 Phoenix Flames, which means at the very end, I have to do a Scorched Double Pyro instead of a Phoenix Flames at the end, because I had 2 Phoenix Flames. At this point, we are just I use alter time. I look to use alter time once my buff fades away, and we're gonna be just fine right here. I think we're good. We're good. And so the next pull is some more shenanigans. We have a rogue with an orb. He's playing this broken legendary that gives him 100% crit. So Nerf is gonna drag these two over, and then when these two mobs pop their shield that kills them, when you kill the shield, gonna leap into this pack over here, Then our rogue's gonna pop his cool little orb, do like 100k damage, and kill everything. So in this pull, Nerf tells me to invis over because he wants me to kick the moon mob because our rogue has to stay in stealth while this pull is set up. So I invis over to kick a mob. At this point, I'm just flame striking, you know, seeing if everything's dead. If I see the spell steal buff go up, I look to steal it, but Nerf got it very quick there. I think our Boomy dies because there's like a 5-stack into like a 26 Grim Fate, which is pretty insane damage. I think in hindsight, I mean, he's actually the most unlucky target for it to go into, to be honest. Like if it goes on me, it's actually better because I can use immune, but it wasn't on me. I alter, but it was not enough. I actually alter barriered. I think I alter barriered, and it was not enough. But I wasn't topped, so no, I actually missed my barrier. No, my barrier was late. Okay, that was a mistake. I should have immune this one in hindsight, but you know, the perk of being a fire mage is that you have cauterize. But I probably should have immuned or mirrors imaged it. But it's fine. Our boomkin. Apparently our boomkin releases and he gets like instantly put in combat with some weird bug. So he's having, we're just like formatting this back, but yeah, he gets some bug where he gets kept in combat. He had to die a couple times. He had to die one more time. So that dies. Whatever. I'm not assigned to picking up any weapons. Our boomkin actually picks up hammer. Not me. At this point, we're kind of just waiting for our boomkin to come back. You see him on the map. Because our rogue leaves to go start RP, if you can see. Our rogue is going to start RP on the second boss, and our boomkin. We kind of need our boomkin for the kick. We don't want a 3-man in the pack, so we're waiting for him to come back. Skip ahead. So like I said, our boomkin came. Our rogue is still starting RP. I do a single target combust here. I should go back actually. So our paladin repentances this mage, so we don't have to worry about it. What he also does is, as soon as he sees the, I forget what it's called, animate dead. As soon as he sees animate dead, he hodges it. What it does is it reduces the chance that another mage will spawn. So because he hodged it instantly when it spawned, reanimate undead, whatever it's called, we prevented a mage from spawning. So we only need to worry about kicks on this guy still. So our rogue comes back from starting RP, and we're gonna kill this guy, and then I DB that as well. I didn't DB that. I thought I did. That might have been a different run, but I rogue kidneyed it regardless. Which, you know, like again, stopped the mage. And then our Kieran's gonna activate the golem buff, and we're gonna do this next pull. So we all get our buff, and what we do is we do this pull with 3 + 2, and I kick this mob in. This mob casts the second it gets in combat. So the second it gets in combat, it's casting, so I kick it. What we're doing is we're waiting for the shield to spawn. Like our rogue is sitting in stealth right now. You can see, right? He's sitting in stealth, and then when seconds before the shield comes, he's gonna open stealth and pop the orb, try to kill everything, right? So our rogue kills the shield, and then the orb is still ticking. It owns 4. We're good. And we got prideful, and then we pull the prideful with all of these. Now I believe I do combust this. Yes, I single target combust it because it is a 26. So there's a lot of damage. So I don't know expel. I just want to make sure it dies. I kind of had to stand right where I am because we're kind of closed off, which is fine. We have the buff still. So this is our 3rd pride, and we've had the same buff, right? So this buff is carrying us very hard for prideful. I think that would have hit me if I didn't back up. So at this point, we have our 68% trash. You probably know you want 68ish% trash before you go up. We have 68.55. I think that's enough. I'm not sure if that's exact count, but like I said, our rogue started RP, so we're good, right? We can just go in instantly. Our rogue, I lust for the rogue because he's throwing a spear, and I think he's throwing a hammer. Yeah, you can see he throws a spear and throws a hammer. Our paladin, he drops that weird red stuff that does a lot of overtuned damage. So pretty much our group is pounding this boss right now. Weapons and event there. My combust comes up. So what happens here is in this first set, we repentance one and kick the other. So I wait for Ellesmere's call for who he's repentencing. And then Ellesmere always wants to repent the one that's farther away. This one is farther away, so he repentances it. I kick the one in. So I always put this one on focus and kick it in. And at this point, the boss is just getting destroyed. Like, it's kind of a sick joke how much these items are doing, right, in these keys. Like, I don't know what I did right there. I think I was just like twirling my camera because it was like, wow, like look at Holy Pally damage. Like, look at, like this Holy Pally, he didn't use any cooldowns, right? So he's just insane. Paladins are insane. Yeah, the boss doesn't even get a second thing up. On this second set, we blind and rep one, but it just dies. So it is what it is. So at this point, our rogue, he turns around and grabs a spear. Like our rogue mounts off to go grab a spear. Or something. I think he grabs a spear and a hammer. I could be wrong. I forget. I think he grabs a spear and a hammer. I think so. And you know, we go up. Interesting thing about these spare parts is if you see how they fixate, right? Right here they fixate. If you know, I think stuns work. I don't have a stun as a mage, so I wouldn't know. But if you know, Dragon's Breath, it removes all the fixates, so they just hit your tank. And it's like, okay, these hitting your tank. Very free. So these mobs are like very close to, like, they're very small mobs. So I'm just like, you can throw a couple arcane explosions if that's all you're pulling, right? Because they're very, very, very small mobs. So this, I hold Combust here because this pack is a joke, and this creation is probably gonna die by the second throw cleaver. So I'm opting to hold my Combust here. Yeah, the throw cleaver goes, it's not 20%. That's actually, I mean, that's higher than it normally is, but that's because it's 6. Fine. So Nerf imprisons the caster. He's gonna pull this in. Gonna pull this in. We have to stop that. We need to stop that. Stop that. That's good. What I'm gonna do? Yeah. What we do here is we pull this pack. I'll explain better. We pull this pack. So we stop that. Of course we should. Or stomp. Pull this pack and I Nova some of these mobs, but I try to not Nova the collector. The reason is that we want this throw cleaver to go into the stitch work, because these are like, these mobs destroy your tank. So we wanna we try to force that into the patchwork, right? Because he's the biggest tank destroyer. Here I do opt to do a single target combust because I want this guy to die. It's 3 targets, so it's like whatever. I mean, there's spare parts, right? But it doesn't matter. Those die passively. Yeah, the second throw cleaver goes into it, dies, which is good. Nerf tells me to kick the green mob, so I assign it to my focus, and I kick it over. See, it got counterspelled. And you know, at this point, we're just you know, trying to get the throw cleavers into the collector. I think that one went to the soldier, which was a mistake, because ideally we wanted it to go into the collector. But it's okay. These die at the same. We want these to die at the same time. So hopefully that works. If I need to heal it, I will polymorph it. But it only depends if you need the heal. But they're both at 100k, so they should be dying. Good. They're all dying, so I'm just you know, flame striking. Next pull, he sees a caster. Like I said, I Nova to try to get it into the creation. It was kind of weird, and I think I pulled aggro. I don't know if that was the play what I did, but it helped, maybe? I'm not sure. But yeah, we're here just doing a normal AoE combustion, targeting, putting all my resources into the loyal creation. One thing that's important about mowing as a mage is that who you target actually means a lot, because as a mage, you are just randomly AoEing, like flame striking, but you can still funnel like all your fire blasts and like primary Phoenix Flames hits into a target. And it's noticeable, right? It's noticeable that a target will die faster if you're targeting it, even though you're just like flame striking. So that's one thing to remember, is that if you're funneling your fire blast into a priority target, it's a lot better. So at this point, we were trying to carry 3 mobs as prideful, so we're trying to kill everything but the crafter so that we can use this crafter for pride. Yeah, we want to use this crafter for pride, so I'm killing off the soldier so that there's no like interference with the throw cleaver. It goes on me. So I step behind the pride. Naturally. And then single targeting Elismir. I don't combust this because Elismir is a late Ashen Hollow into wings. And then, you know, we have the Flesh Crafter. So it's going to... It does like 20% of the pride's HP. Which is like 100... There's like 100, 200k. Something like that. If I had to, I would have used Alter Time, but I think we were kind of owning, so... the Flesh Crafter was into cast, so Dragon's Breath it so that it resets. Always put the caster in my focus. And I'm going to cast an AoE Combust. There is a priority target, but there's 4 targets, so I kind of just want to destroy everything. In this pull, I'm targeting the Collector because I kind of want the caster to die fast. So, like, as you can see, I'm targeting the Collector with all my abilities, so it's the first one to die because of that. Or, like, it's definitely a factor, right? Not only me, but definitely a factor is that I'm targeting one mob, and that's the one I want to die. At this point, like, our tank is kiting, but we're just trying to do what we can. Just trying to spam flame strikes as much as we can, even though they're kiting, just, like, still try, right? The mob is low, like that soldier is low, so I just started pyroing the Abomination. I think in this pack I pre-casted a Flame Strike. I pre-casted a Flame Strike before my tank jumps in because I assume he's gonna jump in. And at this point, I'm gonna hold. I think I hold my Combust. I actually don't remember. I held my Combust here, but it is a good. If I combust, it's not a bad idea. My opinion. Yeah, I do Combustor. I agree with combusting here because it's gonna be a long-lived pack if I don't combust. So yeah, I do throw my combust off here. I didn't shifting power for my combust back because I kind of felt like I was able to farm it back and then still get the full value. You have to make a judgment, right? And the higher the key, the higher the key, the kind of easier it is to make that judgment because you have a lot of time in between trash packs. Like, you have more time in between trash packs on a higher key. Alright, so these two mobs spawn, and honestly, I always debated myself because I think this one is a kick and this one is a fixate. The best thing to go with this is to focus this, like, put this on your focus and then kill this one on the right. This one is the fixate one, so it's like, it's very, very annoying. So I always focus this one. Alright, I target this one, and I focus kick the other one. Well, I didn't even put it on my focus yet, but regardless, I always target the one on the right because fixate sucks. I get the cleaver, which is good. I think Elismir dies. I think he just died to a cleaver. I'm actually not sure. But I throw my combustor on the guy. The fixate ad. They're close, so it's actually very beneficial. I get the fixate, and I alter time. I actually get the cleaver and the fixate, and I hit them both, which is definitely insane. I alter across the map, I guess. Also for my HP. At this point, I should be looking to shifting power both of them. I'm not sure why I didn't. I think I was just... Yeah, okay. I need to look to shifting power both of them. I ended up doing that. I have a throw cleaver, so I'm just going to stand still because I'm just going to assume my tank's going to tank it for me. If there's only one mob left and you have a throw cleaver, I would just stand still and assume that, you know, your tank hits it for you, because he should, right? So this next pack is one of the biggest tank destroyers in Mythic Plus, as far as I know. I could be wrong. But this guy is really, really insane on your tank. So I'm going to... If you are not concerned about your tank's survivability, I would AoE combust, but because I'm kind of concerned, I single target combust. I just want to make sure that this goes by as fast as possible. I think that if you single target down, it might make your overall damage look lower, but you're still, like, you're being efficient, right? It's just, it makes your damage look lower, that's for sure. That is no question, because flame striking this would be more overall damage. Yeah, I'm just pure single targeting. Shifting power is a good way to cleave. I think I dropped my cardboard assassin right there. Little cool item that's been recently discovered, an old item. And once it hits 30%, I will start, because like once it's a bit lower, I can flame strike a lot more comfortably because I don't have to hard cast. So when the main guy hits 30%, I like to flame strike just because everything's kind of dying, and I'm able to like I can get flame strikes out a lot easier when I can scorch, right? So this guy will die, and then the next guy is not as scary to the tank, so that's good. But it is scary to the DPS because he throws the little spew disease. If you get the spew disease, the most important thing is that you defensive the initial hit, because standing in the spew disease is like maybe half the damage of the initial hit, right? Then this pull, I mirror's image to protect my aggro, and then I'm just single target combusting. This guy's actually easier than the last one, in my opinion. Spew disease goes on Ellie. I think he just lives it, I guess. I don't think he even walled. I think he just lives it. Maybe he did. Okay, at this point is pure single target. If I have a barrier already on me, that's fine. If I get the disease, then I will just alter time naturally. I have mirrors up for like 5 seconds. Fine. It goes on Hefty. He actually just lives no bear form, no bark skin, so that's good. He's top. It all depends if you're topped or not, right? If you're topped, it's very safe to live, but if you're not, so right there, I actually got hit. I guess he's just tankier than I don't know, but I think I had barrier up. I had barrier up and I alter timed and it actually hit me this hard. I was kind of surprised. So I alter timed the damage and blink outside. But it hit me pretty hard. Pretty much if I get it at the barrier again, yeah, like I barrier again, I think that saves me from being cauterized. And one thing is I see that I get the spew disease, so I drop it to the left of my rune. And then I strafe over to the right to try to still get the value of my rune. And the reason I don't start Scorch Flame Striking on the leftovers is that I want to put as much resource into the main abomination as possible, because he's like the scary one, right? So our rogue goes to 500 HP. He saves his cheat death. Very good that he saved his cheat death. So this is gonna proc Prideful. Prideful spawning. So I'm gonna try to save all my fire blasts. Okay, I guess he did proc cheat. It is what it is. Yeah, I will mirror's image, and I will combust this. It's a 26 pride, Monka S, so I will combust this for sure. I'm using Karain, so I'm getting that nice Karain value while I can. And I think Ellesmere Ashen Hollowed it. Yeah, he pressed Ashen Hollow. That's good. So I use combust there. At this point, we want to wait for my combust so that we can for sure, own the boss. So I tell my team to wait like 5 to 10 seconds before we pull the boss. I want to make sure that my combust is up. And when it's around like 25-ish, I tell them it's okay to go. That can usually farm it back. I'm just fireballing this guy. So around like 25-ish, I think it's okay to just like sit there and fireball. Go. You'll be safe, right? So we get the meat hook. Our rogue is sitting in stealth. You see our rogue is sitting in stealth the whole time, by the way. And he has a spear. He's gonna throw the spear. And it only hits the ad. And I actually think our rogue like messed up his tricks or something. I think he had tricks too early because of we had to hold for me or something. I guess he just did it too early. I don't know, but he threw his spear and he pretty much pulled aggro and died, which is whatever. It sucks, right? I get the fixate and it gets sucked back. That's fine. Our boomkin enemy pops CDs to try to kill the boss. And at this point, the next hook, remember the second hook has to go in. So it's me. I get the second hook, try to aim it for him. See I try to aim for him, and I see he's cast a hook. I sidestep. At this point, we are just killing the boss. Like, we only care about killing the boss. Nerf probably has to kite. It's in our best interest to save his cheat death, obviously. That would be ideal. We'll see if it happens. I don't remember if it happens, actually. Yeah, we did not save the cheat death, but it's fine. Pretty much that's our last cheat death of the dungeon for Nerf. That's his last cheat death. I mean, he has a trinket, right? Is what it is. At this point, we're in a 26 Necrotic Wake. We have 8 minutes left. This point, like, I have my cooldowns up, but we're waiting for the Boomkin cooldowns, and we get some food buffs, right? I think our Boomkin gets a food buff. He jumps a feast. We're waiting because we're waiting for the Boomkin cooldowns pretty much only, like Incarn, Convoke. We're sitting here waiting. It's been like a minute actually. We sat here waiting for like a minute almost, a minute and a half. Yeah. So we start the pull, and I lost, bust. I'm getting nice Korean value, which is pretty good. Our strat is because it's such a high key, I can't really solo my ad comfortably. So if I get it, I actually have to. What's it called? If I get it, I have to. How do I say it? I have to die. They want me to die because we have B-reses. I think we have 2 B-reses. Maybe 3. I'm not sure. I can't tell. But we have some. I can tell because if I look at my item, we have some B-reses up. So, I get Dark Exile, so I'm gonna die. I pretty much just blink into the first circle and instantly die, and then I get B-resed. That was pretty quick. We do on purpose. We're pretty much sacrificing myself because you'll see why later. The ad downstairs is kind of hard to solo, so I come up and I'm like, yo, I have combust in like 5 seconds. I'm gonna break this shield right here. Probably I'm gonna potion. I'm gonna break the shield. I'm gonna try to at least, right? Like I can't. But yeah, Calm Storm with shield, very deadly combo. If anyone hits a Calm Storm, it's most certainly death. I inch up a little bit closer to get room with the. I go a little bit closer so I can make sure my shifting powers hits. Our rogue actually. So we found something new this dungeon. Our rogue actually, you can grappling hook the. You can grappling hook the Dark Exile, but the thing is that when you grappling hook it, you need to cloak this debuff off, and we didn't know that. So in 30 seconds, this rogue is gonna die. He doesn't know that. But we found that out this dungeon. So I mean, it's crazy we find that out on the 26th. Yeah, when this goes away, our rogue's gonna die. Shield is up, so very scary shield. I think Ellesmere actually popped. Yeah, Ellesmere has Ashen Hollow down. So that's going to do a lot of damage to it. I get sent down, and look, in 3 seconds, our rogue is going to explode and die. 3, 2, 1, boom, dead. At this point, we're like, wait, what? What just happened? So pretty much we res the rogue, get him up, and then I'm like, do I die? Do I die? And they're like, yes, die. So I stand the thing and die. Because he died there, so I was like, wait, do we have a res? We do. So we have one more res. This is our last res. We're waiting for the Calm Storm. I was down there a little bit too long, so it drops like a little miniature sized pool. Pretty much, I have combust, and we just send it. We're trying to kill the boss at this point, and then you'll see what happens here. Is I press my combust when I get back. Definitely not ideal. But it helped out, right? So pretty much, right here is the ultimate showdown. Me against the ad. 26 Necrotic Wake ad. I don't have Soul Shape. Don't have Mirror's Image. So I'm kind of stressed. We're in a power, shifting power. We get unlucky circles with the blink away. I try not to interrupt my cast, and I'm just pretty much trying to kill the ad. It's really hard. He's mailing me very hard. As likewise, a health potion there. And I barely get the kill, but I think I'm actually out of time, so I barely get the kill. I'm at 7, 8. I'm trying to collect the thing, and then I think I time out and die. But look at the boss HP. 100k. And I think we do end up killing it. So I lose the 1v1 every time on the 26th. We lose the 1v1. This is why I was sacking myself. Because unless I can bust or just like get like some sick crits, I feel like I cannot actually... That was my screen shake of victory. But I don't think I can actually kill the ad unless I like pop combust or I get lucky crits or I have mirror's image. Like no mirror's image there kind of was the main problem, I think. Because I had to move a little bit, but regardless, it's a hard one, right? Hard one. But that was a plus 26 Necrotic Wake. We did this on Tuesday, so right after reset on Tuesday. It is a Necrotic Wake is a meme key to me, but the 26 was really cool to get done in the first season. So, hopefully this was helpful at all. Hopefully this is found cool by anyone. But thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.